Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back today with another tutorial. I'm really excited about these actually because I've kind of ran again with the frame that we did last week from the 3D boot boxes, and I've made these gorgeous storage trays. Now I'm actually using mine at the moment. This one has 2 compartments. I've put some little feet on. The first one I made was just a long one, it didn't have any compartments in, and the one we're making today has 3 compartments. So they are so easy to make, you don't need any dies, and they're perfect if you want to store things in. I mean, you don't just have to store little embellishments, like I'm using them to make things for the swaps. I just chuck them in when I've made them, but you could store all sorts of crafty goodies in them. Quite addictive actually, as you can see I've got 3 already. So yeah, if you stick with us, I'm going to show you how easy they are to make. Right, let's show you how to make these trays. I've got everything ready. I'm using the same paper as last week, which is the beautiful floral couture from Die Cuts with a View. I think I've only got 7 sheets left now. I am determined to use my stash, honestly. So quickly again, I'll show you the 2 trays. So this was the first one. I didn't make it like compartmental. I've got loads of embellishments I've been making. I'm going to do a video on these as well actually. So that's the first one. The second one, I made 2 compartments. This time we're going to make 3, so we're going to have 2 of these in. I've got little feet. They're not my favourite. I haven't got any of the big ones left. I'm waiting for them coming. So I actually might not put any feet on the one that we're going to make today. But I'll see. So, right. To make the tray, I'm using as well, because people keep asking and I do keep forgetting, I'm using black cardstock from Lime Tree Crafts. I will put the link below the video. It is 220 GSM. So I've got 2 pieces which are 12 by 5.5. Excuse me. On the short side, it's really easy. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2.5, 3 and 5. Same with the other piece, 1/2, 2.5, 3, 5. Now we've got 2 pieces which are, there should be 5 by 5.5. Excuse me. On the 5.5 inch side, yeah, I'm going to score exactly the same. 1/2, 2.5, 3, 5. Turn it to the short side and you're going to score at 1/2 inch just down to the 2nd score line. Okay. So you're going to have this. And then you're going to do the exact same with the other bit. 5.5 inch side, 1/2, 2.5, 3, 5. Short side, 1/2 inch to the 2nd score line. That's it. Now I've got 4 little pieces which are just under 2 inches, so I would say maybe it's a little bit bigger than 1 7/8, and they're by 1 inch. And I'm not going to score them, I just fold them in half on the long side, and they're just again to make sure our box or our tray doesn't gape or we haven't got gaps in the joins. Right, that's everything done. It's dead easy. It's just what I've been making these for a long time now. You can just turn them into so many different things. I'm obsessed with them. It's the same way we made the 3D book boxes last week. This bit here, hang on, I've got no scissors. Got no scissors, that's something I will never say. So you're going to cut up the score line to the one that we did to the second score line, and then you're just going to angle it over. Just the same as exactly what we've been doing, what we did last week. Right, so you just want to be folding and burnishing everything now. Get rid of them so I don't mix them up with me scraps. Okay, just a quick thing. This is 12 by 12. You don't need 12 by 12. I'm only using it because I've just ordered it. However, these were all made with A4, so no measurements will change at all if you just use 11 3/4 or 11 1/4 if you're in the USA. So it doesn't need to be, the length doesn't alter anything, it just alters the size of your tray. So don't worry if you don't have 12 by 12, you don't need it. So this tray might actually be slightly longer than these, not by much. So I'm not going to go through this again, I've done it so many times on the channel. It's the same, just gluing them together like this, gluing these together, then the seam at the back, you're going to pop them on like this, and you're going to make your frame. These are going to go the same, they're going to go in here, and they're going to, you know, sort of stop any gaping round this bit here. So I'm going to put this together and I will be back, and then it's just a case of adding the paper and the two compartments, and really that's it. So I'll glue them and I'll be back. Just a quick thing to tell you, I think it's easier to decorate sort of particularly the inside sort of now before we add a bottom onto it. It just makes it easier, and I just wanted to quickly show you that, as you can see, this one is obviously 1/4 of an inch longer because I made this with 12 by 12 paper. This was done with 11 3/4, so really you can make them any size you want. So yes, I'm gonna have this one on the outside, and then I'm gonna have the reverse of the paper, the green, on the inside. So I'll quickly get all these stuck and then we'll make our compartments. Okay, so I have decorated my box. Now we're going to make the little inside compartments, so 2 pieces, 5.5 by 5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2.5, 3 and 5. And then on the short side we are going to score at 1/2 inch, but this time we're going to go all the way down, and 1/2 inch on the other side all the way down. Same again, long side 1/2 inch, 2.5, 3, 5, short side 1/2 inch all the way down. And I'll just do one with you. I'll do the other one off camera. So we're basically, let me get this right, so we're going to cut this square off completely. Middle square we are going to make it into a little tab. Okay. And the end square we're going to make into a little tab as well. Right, so we should have that. It's basically just going to glue together like a little box. So you're going to have your 2 little tabs there, you're going to fold that over, and then you're going to do the same to this one, and with a bit of luck, oh that's upside down, with a bit of luck they will just slot down into there. And obviously we decorate them with our papers, and we'll put another one there. So glue this one together. So we'll put a bit of glue on here. Okay, so we've got that, and then it's just a case, bit of glue on the little tabs, fold that over, so you're just really making a sort of little box, and then glue that over there. That is basically it. And then you won't need to put any paper on what will be your bottom, so you just need paper for the 2 sides, sorry, yeah, the 2 big sides and the top. So it will be just under 4 by just under 2, and then just under 1/2 by just under 4 inches. So I will quickly get this paper on, put the other one, and then really all we need to do is put glue on the two sides and just glue them in where you want them. So I will do that and I'll be back. Right, so I've made the two little dividers. I've got the box here. I've cut a piece to go underneath the bottom. So I've basically cut it to around sort of 1/8 of an inch smaller than this, which happens to be 11 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to glue this on. Now if you want to glue it on, yeah, the end of paper. If you want to then put a piece of cardstock on the bottom of this as well, it would make the box even sturdier, but it depends what you're going to be storing in it really. So this is the paper, but then if you want it to be stronger, I think like this one, what I then did was I put some black cardstock underneath that as well on top of that, so you know it makes it even stronger as to what you want to store inside, which I could do that later actually. I don't need to do it now. You just basically get another piece of black card, maybe make it a bit longer so it hides the paper, and just put that over the top of that as well, and then your box is even stronger. So that is looking beautiful, and it's just a case now of gluing these in. And then I've also cut the little strips just to go across here. I showed you how to do them last week. Just make sure that you've got a little pencil or a pen, and you're going to place them on, and you can see where the little joins in the card is if you just mark them with your pen or pencil, and then you can tend to get a decent little mitre with it. So just snip them where you've made your pencil marks or pen marks, and they should fit there quite good, and then glue them on. So I will glue these in, and as I said, I'm waiting for some bigger feet coming because I don't really like the little ones that I've got. So we just want glue on the side and the bottom, just to keep your little divider in. That looks pretty good. Hoping I've got them quite evenly spaced. I mean, you could measure them if you wanted to. I'm not particularly bothered that they're not exact same measurement. So I'm gonna put these on, and I'll be back because it's just about finished. Alright, that is that done, and I've just grabbed, I've got little embellishments and roses and things, and I think what I might do is I'm going to glue this little bow just on here. But of course, you know, you can embellish it any way you want. You could maybe add some flowers, or the choice is yours. Hopefully that will stick. Yeah, it will. And then when I get the larger feet, I will add them. So there we go. The first one, put a bow on. That's just a whole long one. Obviously this one's got the 2 compartments, and this one has the 3. And as you can see, as I said before, it's just very slightly longer because it's made with 12-inch card. And you don't have to add feet on them. Probably if you don't, they would actually be easier to store, to stack on top of each other. So the choice is yours. But I absolutely love these. You could put anything in them, you know, even sort of little bottles of glue or whatever you want. I'm keeping mine when I'm making little bits and pieces for the swaps and stuff. I'm just going to store all the little things I make in here. So as I said, I've got a video coming up using our papers and making cute little things. This is just some of them, so hopefully I'll have that ready for you soon. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll make them. I'm quite addicted. Well, I am addicted to these. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now.